Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Sharon, and this is the Light Talk. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're all amazing. I hope the Lord has kept you just fine. Yeah, it's been a minute, but I'm here. So today I want to talk about something which I really think is important. But before that, let me first ask you a question. What makes a job really important? Is it the title or the impact it has on people's lives? Come on, feel free to comment below in the comment section, and I'll be, very happy to read your comments. Let's have a discussion. So today I want to talk about how people look down on certain jobs and how society has labeled certain jobs as mediocre. How we casually disrespect certain workers or some workers, and it's not good. Some people use the term which I really find so mean. They think that if you're doing that kind of a job, you have failed in life, which is not a thing. I personally believe that honest work should be respected because these jobs are the backbone of our everyday lives. Imagine if you wake up one day, you have a company, but you don't have cleaners, you don't have security guards, you don't have workers, literally. It is just you and maybe your family. You're not going to do it all, right? You won't go to the toilets and clean them. You won't go to the gate and open for the people. You won't come on your desk and, try to close some deals. You need people. That is why everyone is very, very important. Genesis chapter 2 verse 8 says, "And the Lord planted a garden in the east of Eden, and there he put man." Imagine, before God created man, he first planted a garden for him, and he commanded man to cultivate this garden. God did not create man to just sit there and, enjoy whatever, just have fun. But this is a sign that every man on this earth has a garden which God prepared for them. And your job is your garden. So just imagine if cleaners, vendors, guards, cooks in schools, matrons, name it. Or, name it. Imagine if they stopped working. Would your job even function? It won't. Imagine you wake up one day and your Rolex guy is not working. Or imagine if we all wake up one day and all Rolex guys are stopped from working from the entire Uganda. We would go on strike because you know how Ugandans like to eat. So meaning these people are very important. So you framing these jobs as mediocre says so much about the person judging than the one working. Listen, you who is doing these jobs, there is nothing, absolutely nothing mediocre about feeding your family with honest work. Let me give an example. I started with some girl and her dad was a boda rider. And let me tell you, they had a very good house. They had cattle. And the father had been a boda guy has been, doing boda for a very long time. But he had a family, first of all. He had a wife, he had children. They had a beautiful bungalow. And not in the village. In Kampala, they had cattle. And when you find them, for example, I see people talking about all these sorts of things about, people who do boda for a living. Boda, blah, 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 blah. No, we need to respect them because these people have families. They have built houses from these bodas. They have educated their children in good schools. They have fed their families. They've been there for their families to do this job, which you call mediocre. Or you meet them on the way and you think, they don't have what's next. Because for you, you have a job in the office, you have, you sit under AC, you have water in the dispenser, and yet these people earn more than you. So you have the guts to come and start disrespecting them. That is not right. We need to respect people. We need to carry each other with respect. We need to love one another. We need to be carriers of respect, carriers of good news. Whenever we meet people, strangers, it doesn't matter, regardless of what they are doing, regardless of their jobs. Personally, the same respect I give to my boss is the same respect I'll give to the cleaner. What is that supposed to mean? I am not going to disrespect a cleaner because they are cleaning and I go start praising my boss. Oh, like most of you do. Because I feel like we're all the same. These are just titles in the earth. These are just titles, so we're all the same. So that's why if I respect my boss, if I give my boss this huge respect, it's the same respect I'm going to give to the cleaner, to the security guard, to my colleagues, because to me, I have this thing of we're all the same. Yeah? Waking up every day, choosing to work, choosing to survive the right way is not failure. That's strength right there. So there was a clip I watched of a guy who was selling sugarcane on the roadside. This guy had a master's degree. So they interviewed him and he's like, oh, I have a master's degree. My father feels disappointed in me because after educating me, I am now, selling sugarcane on the road. Like, that broke me. I'm like, hey, I think through his words, you could tell that he feels a little bit disappointed in himself because, he has a master's and he's selling sugarcane. Because probably I'm thinking people could even, were even laughing at him, like, oh, you have a master's and you're selling sugarcane. I had to comment on that video. I rarely comment on videos on, social media. But I was prompted to comment, to encourage this man that, hey, the fact that you chose not to sit, you chose to think out of the box. Okay, if you've looked for jobs and you failed to to find one, if you had the wisdom to go buy those sugarcane and start selling them, that is not failure. That is strength. Life does not present the same opportunities to us all. And we all don't start at the same level. I was like, you shouldn't be disappointed in yourself, because you're selling sugarcane. Through the sugarcane you're selling, you're feeding your family. You're educating your children with the little you earned from these sugarcanes. So meaning you are not a failure. The fact that you have the wisdom to make money out of that sugarcane you're selling, that is strength, that is wisdom, and to me, that is not failure. So, and to the rest of you, if you find someone like that, instead of, mocking them, oh, they have a master's and they're selling sugarcane, come on, what is success to you? What is prosperity to you? What is progress to you? The fact that he's selling those, those sugarcane on the street and is earning out of it, I think at the end of the day, as long as you are earning from it, as long as this job is honest, as long as, you're doing the right thing and you're earning from it, I think to me, that is strength. That is progress, And the Lord says that never despise humble beginnings. So if you have started from somewhere, you have to embrace it and thank God for it. Aiming higher for what you think is better or what you think is going to make you earn more than what you're earning currently. So we need to respect people doing these jobs. We need to respect each other. We need to respect everyone because cleaners help us keep our spaces clean at our workplaces, in organizations, in families. Oh, let me talk about your maid. How do you treat your maid? Okay, let me not go there, but still, because it's like a whole broad thing itself. But still, it does matter. We need to respect people. The security guard who protects and opens your gate every day. And they're faithful. We've had stories of, security guards killing their bosses. But your security guard has not done nothing like that. So you need to respect them. We need to respect each other. Mama Nachi, who fries cassava, where you go every morning to buy cassava for your breakfast. Don't you think Mama Nachi is very important? Imagine if Mama Nachi didn't work. You're going to start, thinking, oh my God, what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? So that is why I think that should be enough for you to respect everyone. Every job has dignity. Honest work is never shameful. And survival through hard work is strength, not failure. And there is nothing mediocre about earning a living through honest work. Let me ask you a question once again. Would you still call it mediocre if it was a job feeding your family? Just, think about it. So, any job is respectable as long as you're not harming lives or destroying lives or stealing from people. Your work is valid. So let me speak to you who feels discouraged because of what you're doing at the moment, because society has labeled the kind of work you're doing as mediocre or as low. I want to encourage you that there is nothing mediocre about the job you're doing. Love your job for as long as you're earning from it, however little it may be. That is progress. That is strength. That is wisdom. So on your boda, do it with passion. Smell nice, be smart, look good for your job. Let me give you a story. Back then, musicians were never respected. They could call them abadongo, teba soma, bichi, all those sorts of negative things until they proved them wrong. So imagine if the big artists we have in Uganda gave up because people used to say all these negative things about their jobs, or those jobs are for failures. They have earned from it. They have built houses. They have traveled nations from those jobs. But before, people used to look down on that job. Right now, it's a whole career. Come on. So do not lose hope. There are jobs that people used to, call mediocre then. For example, if someone is a nail technician, they'll be like, I see Ganja as a chutex. I've seen people right now with degrees going back to learn a skill. Because society has changed. And to me, if you're a person who still disrespects people because of their job titles, to me, I think you're really backward. I think to me, you're not up to speed because society has changed. So let's learn to respect people's jobs. Let's learn to respect each other. Let's encourage. If you find someone doing this job, be a vessel of good news. Be a vessel of respect. Be a vessel of, of encouragement to everyone. And that way would make our world a better place for most of us to live in. Respect people, respect effort, and respect honest work, because at the end of the day, no job that puts food on your table is ever small, and that's real life. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've enjoyed being here. Thank you so much for being amazing viewers. I love you so much. Till next time. Ciao.